My name is Jean Twangy. I'm a professor of psychology at San Diego State University. I'm going to base my remarks on the slides that you should have in front of you. So I research generational differences. I've been doing that for 3 decades. I got used to seeing changes that were big, but they would take a decade or two to get there. Then around 2012, in some of the large national surveys of adolescents, I started to see changes that were bigger and more sudden. I had really never seen anything like it. So for example, more and more teens said that they felt left out. More said that they felt lonely. More said they felt like they couldn't do anything right, that their life wasn't useful, that they didn't enjoy life. And these are classic symptoms of depression. Major depressive episodes, so clinical level depression that really requires treatment, doubled among both adolescents and young adults before the COVID pandemic, between 2011 and 2019. And it's not just symptoms, it's also behaviors. Emergency room admissions for self-harm behaviors, which are linked to depression, doubled among 15 to 19-year-old girls and young women, and quadrupled among 10 to 14-year-old girls. The suicide rate in these adolescent age groups doubled over that time period, which begs the question, what happened around 2012 that might explain that? That was the question that I had when I first started to see these trends more than 10 years ago. And at first I had no idea, didn't line up with the economy. It was a big puzzle. Then I came across a poll, things started to fall into place, because one thing that happened at the end of 2012 was that is the first time that the majority of Americans owned smartphones. It's also when social media use moved from optional to virtually mandatory among middle and high school students. Other things happened at the same time. Adolescents and young adults started spending a lot less time with friends and family in person. That time was nearly cut in half. Also declined among older age groups, but not by as much. Teens also started sleeping less. The number who sleep less than 7 hours a night, which is a significant amount of sleep deprivation in this group, started to skyrocket right around that same time. And sure enough, teens who spend more time using social media are much more likely to be depressed, particularly among girls. A study in the UK found that heavy users of social media among girls were 3 times more likely to be depressed. And this is not just correlation, it is causation. At this point, there are a number of studies where people are asked to cut back or give up social media. There was one with families, so children and adolescents, done in Denmark. They severely restricted children's screen time. And at the end of that time, the parents reported that the children were less likely to have anger issues, less anxiety and depression, and fewer total difficulties. And it's not just mental health. Academic performance among US 8th and 12th graders also began to decline around 2012. And the same pattern is seen worldwide in the PISA data set. So one reason for that, the use of phones and tablets and laptops for leisure purposes during the school day. As Ranking Member Cantwell mentioned, there's a recent study showing that high school students in the US are using their phones for about 1 hour and 10 minutes during the school day, mostly for social media and watching videos. I did a recent study looking at the PISA data set worldwide, and the decline in standardized test scores on science was much more severe in countries where students spent more time for leisure purposes on devices during the school day. I think this leads to at least 4 policy avenues. One, follow Australia, raise the minimum age for social media to 16 and actually verify age. Set a minimum age, 16 or probably 18, for AI companion apps. So the AI boyfriends and girlfriends, the AI sexy chat apps. So we don't have 12-year-olds having their first romantic relationship with a chatbot. And then for ChatGPT and AI that is used for research, have guardrails. So those types of conversations that have already led to some tragic suicides do not happen. Third, no phones during the school day, bell to bell for students. And fourth, that school-issued devices are used for school, are used for educational purposes, that they block social media, that they block streaming services like Netflix and Disney Plus, and that they block pornography sites. Thank you very much.